Hello, friends. Welcome back to the channel, and we are continuing our Captain of Industry playthrough. We're very early days here. I have skipped ahead a little bit since the last video, just to kind of rush us through to conveyor belts, so we can get away from these ridiculous early setups of just kind of chaining buildings together, and actually just start conveying. So to get there, all we had to do really is you have to get to the construction two. So this is the very first kind of tech up, and this uses this uses the original construction parts plus electronics. So we've made a few of those, and then I've also researched conveyor belts, and conveyor belts use those yellow construction parts. So I've got a little stockpile of those, enough that we can now move our manufacturing of these main parts over away from that shipyard, and then we can get into some other things. Probably groundwater fuel station is good. That one didn't. What is going on? There we go. Crop rotation gives you a little bit extra boost from your farms, as does irrigation. Yeah, I don't know. Sure, let's add that in. And then we'll want to move to the better concrete. Yeah, that's probably the next thing after we've got copper going. Okay, so yeah, so you can see we've got a stockpile of 120, which should be decent to build. Like I put a blueprint system out here of, I'm thinking, you see each conveyor, like that took 9, that took 4. I guess one other thing I did, just as a note, is we ended on getting our fuel going, I believe. Maybe I didn't do that online, I can't remember, but got our 3 oil pumps going to this basic distiller, which is the least efficient way to make diesel, but it's where we're starting at. So it uses coal, and you're basically getting, less than half the crude out of it, and you're also making wastewater, and a bunch of exhaust on top of the wastewater itself. But so we've got diesel now being made, and then we're using that diesel to make rubber. So now we have a rubber making operation. So we're okay there. Rubber mainly for vehicles and conveyor belts. Okay, so yeah, what I want to do is basically move this over here and leave space for like an expansion. So I've got kind of our raw resources coming in, or not, they're not like the raw out of the ground, the input resources. So we've got our concrete, wood, and iron. So that's for our first construction parts. And then we've got electronics coming in as well, which also can feed into various things. Over here, I think, is my vehicle parts, which uses the uh, mechanical parts and electronics. And then we're making our mechanical parts here, and we can expand it. I haven't only left room for one more machine, but these machines do upgrade, and that's really the key. Is you don't want too large a footprint. I'm not sure if this is gonna be enough, but hopefully it will. Um, so yeah, I think that's it. So what have we got? We've got our regular. So what I want to do is also build out the second construction parts. And what you want to do is you want to have enough, you want to be making enough regular construction parts that you're making more than the amount you're consuming for the yellows, because you do need all the construction part types quite like pretty much the whole time. So what I'm going to do here is we'll have over here, this will be um, our second construction part layer. So this will be making the yellow construction parts. You can see that takes in 6 of the regular ones. So to make only 3. So if one of these makes 6, then in fact what we want is, um, 2 of these is fine. Like you basically want one more machine for the amount of machines you're making the next level part, and then at least you've got a surplus going. So we also need to get so we've got electronic parts here, and they're going to feed into this one as well. So what I'm probably going to do, I think we can just keep this going, in fact. So maybe we just have this be, we'll keep this at level 1. And we haven't talked about the conveyor system. I love the conveyor system in this game. It's so I don't love that the blueprints. This is, I'm not sure it comes out in the video, but it's gray. It's a little hard to see. I wish there was a sort of a better way to indicate like kind of the planning version of the blueprints. But just the flexibility, I don't think there's a better system I've seen of this three-dimensional or multi-layered conveying system. Um, Dyson Sphere program, I think it only has one. It does have multi-layers. It does. I don't know. I like this one better. They're both good, but this one I just like better. Anyway, so this will get both inputs in here, and then yeah, it's just a question of like, do you want to, expand? I just want to leave room for expansion. Um, so what I'm going to do is, I think, hopefully, we're going to have enough buffered. In fact, maybe we'll just do one of all of these instead of two. I've got wood because there's so much wood coming in. Let's definitely get all of that built. We'll build one of these. We don't need both producing right now, I don't think. Might be wrong there. And then that as well. And then yeah, that leaves us it leaves us like these are going to be expanded later. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to unpause. Now, what I could do is remember we have that Unity. So I've got 44 stocked up. I could scroll over all of this, and it's actually showing me that's going to cost 128 white parts, 120. No, I guess it's the blue number. It's going to cost 270 regular construction, 67 yellow, and then 67 rubber. And you can see I don't actually have enough of the white construction parts to do this whole thing. And it's also going to cost 20 Unity to build, which we have the Unity. I'm going to let them go at a slower pace on it because we're going to basically need to build up out. And what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and pause my temporary setup here, the temporary construction of these parts, because we don't need that many of these, and we need this building while it converts over here. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to go ahead and delete our temporary iron holding there, because they can then deconstruct those, get the construction parts out of them, and move them over here. I guess we might as well get that going since it's going to kind of be a wholesale replacement of it. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. I'm going to speed up time. And we've got a good enough stockpile of mechanical parts too, so I'm going to delete this one. And yeah, and actually, one thing I didn't do is I'm feeding mechanical parts. Yeah, I didn't leave space to buffer mechanical parts. Yeah, I don't love that. Oh, that's a shame. Okay. We're gonna have to sort of already start an ugly new setup, but I think we are gonna have to do it. Because yeah, I definitely want a buffer in. So for example, if we did this, we'll move this up here instead. Whoops. Also, see, I love like you make a mistake. Like if I do that and it built it up to the level 1, I can just like pull it out. Just mouse over it, hit X, pull it out, and it just gets me back to. So I want to send it to the bottom level in there. And then we no longer want it going directly in. So we'll delete just that layer there. See, it's just, I love it. And you can use Unity for these little pieces, I think is best. Especially when oh, it's apparently going the wrong way. You can turn conveyors around as well. So we'll do, what is going on there though? What I want to do is I want to come in from there, over there. There we go. All right, let's clean that up. I'm going to go ahead and Unity that one because we want to make sure that's going in. There we go. So now I'll at least get a buffer of mechanical parts built. And let's make sure, so because I've got the blueprint, it's not letting people in. So I'm going to say you can import, and let's set that up to import. We will set to a 6. And so electronics should start coming through. Looks like a little piece got missed there, so we'll build that in because we want to start getting our yellows. There we go. So our electronics are coming in. Yeah, okay. All right, and then this all got deleted. How are we doing? So we've got very low amount of construction parts. Definitely want. Um, oh, and I did the same thing. Yeah, yeah. I forgot to buffer. Oh, it's the worst. All right, I don't think we can keep this set up. We do need to. Yeah, yeah. All right, fine. Let's just figure out another way. I don't really want to start off really bad. Now the problem is that these aren't going to have anywhere to go. Because I think we're probably. Oh no, it does. So they can bring them back there if they need to. Okay, there we go. So yeah, let's definitely have a buffer. So I don't know. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So something like that, and in the future, this will come in there as well. All right, and that obviously needs to be construction parts, and then we'll have our like assembler, and we'll just go up another block for this one. All right, and so he's going to be making the yellow construction parts, and same deal. So you'll just come over there, and then now we'll just have our electronics. And I guess what we could do is, given that this is, I don't see a reason anyone ever needs to come through this way, but that's fine. We'll make it so they can if they need to. So we're basically at a level 2. Be a level 2 over here, and then come down to a level 1 and come along here. All right, and then that can feed in there. There we go. All right. So let's put that in, that, and there we go. And I'll unpause that. I can do it. All right. So that gets that going. And actually, we do need then. Yeah, we want 2 of these. So yeah, this is made to be expandable. So we're gonna do like this one is gonna go into the bottom. This one is gonna keep going this way. And come on in here. And then the top one, keep going and come on up here. All right, and then we can just going to unity all that into life. Oh, it built those, didn't need to build the end pieces, but that's fine. All right, now we are actually at capacity on electricity. So what we're going to need to do is just for now, build a second one of these. And so that we can double our electronics capacity or our electricity production. So that will need to get filled up. But well, actually, no, I'm doing that wrong. What we want to do is we need to go. Let's put these diesel generators over by our actual diesel production now. Where should we put you? Yeah, it's fine. Sure, let's do this. And so we need 2 of these. And I can be doing that for now. And then, yeah, let's just build those, and then we'll delete the other 2 once they're built. Speed that up. That's not a good sign. I think we ran low of the... There we go. Okay, so you see that's now feeding in the fuel. Those diesel generators can get going, and then we'll delete these other 2. And now that gets rid of all manual fueling of those. All right, and then we can also get rid of this entirely now, because we have that set up going elsewhere. And same deal for these, and that's going to give us a nice refund of parts, and it will move it all over here. This should definitely have we'll go halfway, it's fine. So we'll stockpile this as well. All right, I'll unpause those. Okay. And then, so now it should be that, we're making double the amount of construction parts that we need to generate these. So we're going to stockpile construction parts and stockpile construction too. And that should keep us in good shape for a bit. Let's see, coal is looking low. So concrete's going to be our next big issue. In fact, I'm actually, oh, see, like in the meantime, so you can see now we used to have our abandoned communications area there, and that's gone. So all the concrete's gone. But we are making, no, we're not making concrete at all. So I don't know where this stockpile of 219 is. It's 8 that we bought. It's none in the shipyard. I have actually no idea where. Oh, I guess it's in here. Somehow this concrete got to here. I don't know if it was just we already had it. So yeah, like next order of business is we have to get concrete going ASAP. I'm actually going to pause it. Don't want to run out of it. We got a vehicle reward there. So that gives some more free copper and parts. Copper production's the next recommendation, and then repairing the shipyard. Definitely want to do that. So shipyard repair. Oh, we need to research it. Okay, I'm actually going to take. Let's unpause all. I'm gonna. Unfortunately, you can't reorder anything in the queue. Yeah, let's. Oh, that was already being done. Okay, so shipyard repairs underway. So yeah, let's go back to. So I haven't even started making basic concrete before advanced concrete will become available, but I think that's fine. I mean, let's stick to that for now because advanced concrete's actually quite a more. It's like essentially you have to make cement first, which is its own thing, and then you also have to collect sand and crush slag and water. So it's a lot to make the concrete. However, it's significantly, you're going to get a significantly better, uh, increase the scale. It's a bit annoying because it makes the recipes hard to see. But yeah, it's much more efficient with the limestone, and also I believe uses less coal overall. But right now we've got enough resources, so I'm not going to rush that. Let's do let's do the groundwater pump, fuel, get the farms better, and then we'll move to the concrete. Okay, so yeah, so let's get that concrete going. So to make concrete, it's this kiln. Am I crazy? Oh, we are making concrete. Okay, okay. Well, that's good news. We're just not. Yeah, we didn't set up a storage for it. That's all. And because I'd kind of blocked it in, which is now not a problem because we now have conveyors, so we can just very easily. In fact, don't even because we're not. They can bring the wood in over this route, so you don't need to even leave a gap. So we'll just do that. All right, that's fine then. And concrete. All right, so that actually wasn't as urgent as I thought. But we are making only 12 concrete a minute, and that's actually the other thing you have to really kind of keep an eye on is what is your production consumption or what is your consumption, right? So we've got 2 assemblers, so we're using exactly 12 concrete. So we're not really going to be building a stockpile. We're just using what we're making. Wood, I think we're fine on. I think we figured out like 2 harvesters working is 24 wood. So that's fine. And then iron, so we're using 9 iron right now. Oh, plus what we're using here. So we're using about 17 iron. Oh, and we're not stockpiling iron at all. So we definitely need to do that. We are making 24, so we should be okay. But let's definitely, I want to start stockpiling this so we can ease up. Yeah, we're going to ease up the the truck cost there at least, because like let this iron actually get stockpiled and then it can get delivered from here over here. Now what we could do to even alleviate more actually, but I'd like to get more of a stockpile, is conveyor all the conveyor from here over here, and then then you don't even have trucks going, just doing this short delivery. All right. So that's pretty good. So yeah, I think I'm gonna wait. Ship repair's almost done, and then that's what I'm gonna do next. There we go. And so the repair cost has 100 construction parts. We've got 180 built up, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Not too concerned. Let's make it a priority 5. Um, we'll let that go. So because once the ship's exploring, there's a bunch more resources that we'll just like be taking in while also discovering everything else in the world. So definitely want that. Beacon is not on. We've still got 77 available workers, so I'm not too concerned about bringing people in. Um, yeah, and I mean, and actually one thing we could do is improve, like this is collecting limestone, so we should really be feeding that in directly instead of, you see that truck right there just emptied in that. So there's no need for that to happen anymore. We can just feed it directly in. We'll say, oh no, we do need to let trucks bring the rest in. But, we've got, yep, coal is being made here, so we'll have the coal fed in as well. The water's being fed in automatically. So actually now, yeah, this definitely does not need manual operation at all, or manual imports. Everything should be coming in automatically. So that alleviates trucks there, which saves us diesel. And that's, you want to make sure you're doing that everywhere you can. Um, so this is interesting. Yeah, this is still feeding into, what we could do is move the mechanical depot just over to this spot where, um, with the same place where electronics and oh, we're not allowing electronics in there. We definitely want to do that. So bring electronics 5. Yeah, that's bad. So no electronics are happening. So this was just what was buffered in there already, and then got removed. I could just build this last one. We've got the construction parts now. Let's just do that. And once that gets built, then yeah, you turn this off to red, and this one allows them in. And yeah, I'm just gonna speed that up. You get to the point where you stop letting the trucks build, and you just Unity. As long as you've got a big stockpile of Unity, just build it immediately. Okay. Tree harvesters have no trees, so that just means we just haven't allocated. So what is urgent to clear up? Just because we're going to need more. Probably just want to keep clearing this whole area, especially if we want another farm in. Just realized this is not going to be great as this expands, but we've got a decent amount of expansion. Yeah, let's just keep going up this way, I guess. And then you do get to a point where you want to, so these trucks, right? So he chops down the tree, he'll drop the wood in, and then this truck has to go all the way over to the manufacturing area to deliver. And so then these harvesters end up slowing down because the trucks kind of keep going back and forth. So the best thing to do about that is really like we could build a storage here for wood, trucks deliver to it. Just these trucks are just deliver to that, and then you have other trucks that are dedicated to just shipping back and forth. But there's a advanced logistics, which is really where that lets you set up custom routes. So until you've got that, it's probably not worth worrying about it. Just let the automated logistics system do what it thinks is best. Now I could be going faster. I'm just trying to stay in the mindset of like keep these bars nice and gray means they're not um they're at stable. Green is it's looking like it's continuing to produce, right? But you don't want to see red anywhere. At least temporarily, maybe as it's like doing some construction, but that's it. We could, since building is quite slow, we're gonna need another excavator. We're gonna need more no matter what. So I'm gonna sort of build another one. Let's do another set. They don't use too much maintenance. They use a heavily reduced amount of maintenance if they're not in use. So it's okay to have these kind of idle vehicles. All right, so the shipyard's fixed. So what we can now do is we fill it up with diesel. Now, again, trucks can ship that over, or we could set up a pipeline from where we're making our diesel, which is probably worth doing. The pipes are the cheapest things. I think we will do that, in fact. And I like to use like lines that we've already created. So for instance, right here, so coming out of our buffer, and we'll do a level 4 because we've already got a level 5. Um, and then, yeah, so that can go under this line that we've already got made. And let's get it to wherever we're going to head over to the shipyard. So right here, approximately, let's just go to this pylon. And then, yeah, perfect, in fact. Okay. And so, and you can see at the top, it's telling us like the entire pipe construction here is only 76 parts, so that's fine. And then in there. So that way, and then we could Unity this three, yeah, all it costs is 3.8. We're at a positive 1.26 right now. So yeah. So we'll just build the pipe instantly, or nothing's instant in this game. It's kind of I don't know why that kind of jutted down, but it's annoying, but whatever. Um, so now that will just fill up, so we don't have to have trucks fill it up. And actually, what we can do though is we'll start delivering. However, see, I think if I do that, it actually immediately takes the fuel that was sitting in the shipyard and puts it in there. So that's fine. Let's actually just set that to super low. No trucks will actually try to deliver it, and you know, over time the fuel will make it over here. It takes quite a while. There is a it's funny because in real world terms, like days are like every 2 seconds of real time. So the as this spreads through the pipe, you can see it hasn't even reached over here. It's going to start flowing at some point soon, but it takes like months sometimes for a pipe to, for one flow of a pipe to reach. Yeah, there you go. So there's, you can see as it slowly making its way. That one's flowing now. Yeah, I mean it's like it takes, you know, like a few days to make it one segment. But yeah, obviously the throughput you can increase it, when we get higher level pipes. But yeah, anyway, so we filled up the ship is filled up, and so then on the ship we need to load crew. It needs 15 people, so we'll load those guys on, and that's it. And now we're ready to sail. So we can send him anywhere and just to start explore. And so yeah, I'll just send him off explore. And so the cost of that is just fuel, um, diesel, which we're making fine right now. We're not over consuming, and we've got decent amount of crude. Not actually a huge amount, 30,000 crude. That's how much we've already used. So crude is the first thing you tend to run out of. Now there is other spots on the islands. It's these black patches. So there's one more over here, which is it's accessible to us. It's just a long pipe that we'd have to send over. But that's one option. I think the only way you can actually see what's available is you have to actually like if you put the oil pump over it. Um, yeah, and it's showing there's 20,000 over there. So really, it's still a very small amount. 50,000. You know, we know that right now we're making diesel at a half the rate. So we've really got about 24,000 units of diesel that we're going to produce here in this section. Now, other areas of the island probably have more oil patches, but yeah, there's a lot over here. But that's so far to get. It's so far. You don't even realize like the work, like mining through the mountain or building a bridge, which you can only do with land itself. So you have to dig up land just to rebuild it. So we're going to be importing oil long before we're actually using any more of the reserves on this island. Um, so to do that, we're going to be finding oil rigs around the world, and that's what we're sending these ships off to explore. So they're going to find resources we can import, and so that's going to be definitely near next. It'll be a very close. It'll be a ooh, I can't speak. It will be an objective A very near-term objective. So yeah, I basically want to kind of you to import. You need nice flat, like a flat section of land. So I just need to really start getting these like turned into more of a grid. Like here would also be good. Just because it's relatively, it's almost good enough to put a dock on. It's like something like this, and just keep, yeah, do that all the way across. Yeah, so that'll fill in by whatever, whatever excess we have. All right, so that first shipyard goal got done, and that got us a bunch of concrete parts, fuel, etc. So what did they find? Nothing. So that's just an empty area. So actually we didn't really get anything out of that at all. In fact, that's terrible. It's like it's an exact dead end. Because even if you didn't find something there, usually it would find more spokes. But that's fine. We've got plenty of places to go. Oh, it did find stuff. There you go. You see the cargo. So this is what it's bringing back: a bunch of iron scrap, rubber, copper, etc. So it's not even a wasted journey. Like that fuel, that diesel, the diesel it costs to go, easily paid for itself. Yeah, that's where location explored. Yeah. All right, let's remove some of these. So, we haven't built the captain's office yet. We're not refining copper. We've got construction parts two, conveyor belts, terrain leveling. That's a cool. It's funny. It really should just give it to you from the start. But essentially, you can choose. Like this is to dump. This like so green is dump onto the land, right? So I can create a land dump, right? And then M for mining. So this is to mine into the earth, right? So you've got mining and you've got dumping. And those two modes are separate. But with leveling now operated, we can essentially, like for instance, what I could do here is it's basically combining the two. So if I do something like this, what it's doing here is the green area will be dumping, right? So what the part you see that's green, that's gonna need someone to dump onto the area to make a smooth incline. And the yellow is mining because it's gonna have to actually cut through this piece of natural land to smoothen out the surface. So without this tool, you would have to, manually do it. What you would probably do is you would do a manual mining and set it to just, mine down to level 4. And then once that's completed, you would then dump to create your incline. So it's a great tool. I don't know why it's early enough that you won't be using it till then anyway. So I don't know, whatever. It's something to research. Blueprints, again, it should just be built in at the beginning. But it lets you, like it says. I mean, you could always copy and paste. So I could like copy this set, and you could rotate it and flip it and whatnot. But then I can actually save that to a blueprint. I forget how. There's got to be a shortcut key. Like there's the blueprints. No, that's not it. There it is. So I forget how you actually save that. Uh, but yeah, you can save blueprints and you know not available. Oh, apparently you can't do blueprints until the captain's offer is up, so I'll leave that on. All right, ramps for vehicles again. I don't care. I know I've got them, but yeah, we can build ramps. Ship dock repairs just got done, and we haven't done a groundwater pump, so that's our next also resource. So right now, the only place we're getting water is we're collecting it off these harvesters, which has it's you can see it's not really stockpiling water. So this sits kind of low sometimes, not enough input. Yeah, so it's actually um, it's inconsistent because this is only bringing in about 4.1. It needs 6. So here's an area where we could just ditch the rainwater and start pumping. So actually, let's do that. So groundwater pump, and here's a water supply. Water is it is replenished. So I put this pump here, and you can see the reserve is 15,000. It replenishes every time it rains, and it's raining right now. So there's basically some limit of we can only put so many pumps in. before we're losing more than we're replenishing. But it's something like 2 or 3. So, might as well get this going. I'm just going to send this over, and actually you should always send it over at a height because you don't want to, you know, don't want to sort of impede movement. So we'll set that up at a height. Go. All right. And yeah, let's get that going. So that'll start pumping. And I guess I'm gonna delete this. It's in the way. But we'll keep the buffer, I suppose. Might as well. And so yeah, he'll be coming in right over here once that's deleted. There we go. All right. And it's meant to be, how do you alternate? I don't know. All right, let's do right there and right there. In you go. All right, great. And then, yeah, turn this off. No, don't delete it. Don't delete the water. We just don't want to import. There we go. So now trucks will not import water into that. They will, because it will make it over. Although I guess that will slow it down for a bit more. But I think we're okay. We've got enough concrete. But yeah, that's our first water directly from the ground instead of catching the rain. Um, all right. Water actually does tend to be one of the first problems you run into. Um, I don't know. I find I run short of water pretty quick because, like I said, you can only really get 3 pumps running. So that's, you see, you get 48 out of it. So 3 pumps, you're getting about 130 water, and you're going to need more than that. And I think we have one more water available. Yeah, there's another one here. So, so yeah, maybe get about 280 water, and just have to keep an eye on that. The farm, as you can see, it's expecting 36 to grow at the best rate. And the moisture's lower right here. So I think crops stop growing. So, I don't quite know what we get. It says 9.2, but I'm not sure if that's assuming that soil moisture is at 100%. Let's actually see food. So production of food has been, it's been consistently 9. So rainfall is keeping it at 9, right? But we can definitely improve that once we get because now that we can pump water out the ground, we can use the irrigation and just we'll send water directly into the farm. And that should get a slightly better potato thing. And then plus we're going to be getting other crops as well. Okay, so housing's starting to run low. We're going to want more people. Let's just get another housing going. No, the only cost to it is the construction parts, which we're at a surplus on, so that should be fine. Um, Coal production. So coal is, yeah, we can't get much of a stockpile because we're basically making coal with wood. And we're okay on wood right now, although obviously, see, we're chopping down trees and it's all turning into coal. So we really want to get away from that. And then the wood can be exclusively for our construction parts and potentially used as steam generation. We're gonna be moving over to turbine electricity. We're not going to be burning diesel directly. Um, and so, yeah, there is a large stockpile of coal right here in this side of the mountain. So there's kind of no reason. There's no, again, there's, it's all about what are we spending to do it. So if we need an excavator, excavators cost diesel. So as long as our diesel consumption right now is matching, which kind of interesting. I mean, it looks like, actually, I just realized this is food consumption. So we want food production. So potato production. Yeah, so potato production, hard to say, actually, because it looks like Oh yeah, potato production in a single month, 38. Yeah, it's kind of surprising. 28. I mean, that might be because, yeah, we're not stockpiling at all. So it's kind of full. In fact, what I should do, let's throw one. And actually, now that we've got this, we should really. It's kind of annoying. I don't want to. Well, this is where you can actually. We want a bridge here. I just don't. I don't want to stop car. You can see that where it's muddy. Let's let cars come across this for sure. So have a small ramp. Yeah, right here, and then we can, yeah. So you can send the conveyor under it right here. But actually, I don't want to. I want to also have a stockpile. It's kind of ugly. Same deal. I want to be able to stockpile a little of it. So let's send. Well, potatoes are coming out this way, and we're just going to block this entirely. We'll just say this is always going to be. Well, it will be potatoes for now anyway. There we go. Okay. So you come out there. Let's build this, and then this can now come in here. And now they don't even have to deliver potatoes anymore either. The potatoes are going to go directly from the farm to the market. Um, yeah, this is probably a temporary setup as well because yeah, we are in a situation because I've got both this. We'll probably move this down here so that we can fit. I want to be able to fit at least three more in here. Because yeah, we're gonna run out of room. Also, like this seems inefficient. Better to get a grid here and move the farm. Like this was only meant to be kind of a temporary farm. So yeah. Anyway, so we just unlocked. Okay, done groundwater. We unlocked fuel. What is this? So this is just a world structure. Yeah, this is just telling us. So we probably just discovered an oil rig. There you go. Not surprisingly. So here we've got an oil rig. Now to get it operational, you need to repair it. So it's looking for 120 parts two, which we have to deliver via the ship. We're not stockpiling it very fast right now. You can see we don't even have that. So I do want to get that going though. But in the meantime, we'll have our ship keep exploring. Um, you know, I think the answer is, well, it's the same deal. It's like, well, I could increase production. I can get this up to three machines and then this to two machines. But if I do that, then, obviously everything else we're going to need to get this whole set of input going again. And we're not making enough iron for that. In fact, I'm actually, even though this is stockpiled, I'm surprised because, oh, yeah, it's just about enough. But, as actually, yeah, we need to move this maintenance. There's no reason for this to be over here because we're still delivering to it. So let's do, yeah, I think actually he can sit here quite comfortably. And then we'll have the maintenance come in there, and then we can also have another electronics. I'm just gonna do a keep it all on the low ground. It's fine. All right, yeah. Actually, let's just get that built, and no need to deliver directly. She should be checking on that everywhere. Like everywhere now, you don't want trucks to ever think um I need to bring things directly in, right? Like I want to keep I'm okay with them pulling from there. Well, actually, it's the only place they can pull from. Yeah. The only reason to not turn those off is that if your ship brings back to the shipyard something, you want to be able to like empty the shipyard and put them there. But usually, what I do is I just put storage containers right here for things that are commonly coming into your shipyard. So okay, we've got that. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this and delete that, and that can get moved over. I guess that's where I was saying that. Oh, but now we can't deliver to this because it's annoying. Okay, so yeah, this is where you almost always want to leave, like, and actually one of the things I really want as well is the conveyor lift. Um, hmm. Yeah, let's get that conveyor lift made. It's so handy. It just saves you a lot of space. Also, the balancing, all the logistics stuff is so useful. Uh, yeah, and this too. All right, yeah, we'll get to concrete after all of that. Okay, so he's done there. Go ahead and look there. All right, so yeah, because basically what I'm saying is if I want to get to a level 2, which allows, what are you doing? One out, and then we want to get to level 2, yeah. So yeah, it's quite, as you can see, this should be fine. You basically, I think that's fine. And then, but now unfortunately it's not going to get down in time. But what we need to do there, and instead to check it, what you do is look at the overlay. Uh, Unclear actually. I thought that would turn green. Huh. Um, Interesting. So what if let's just assume that, give it the full. I mean, I'm pretty sure that is enough to deliver. It might be that it's not showing it when it's not, yeah, when it's only a blueprint. I don't know. Let's just build it then. Yeah, so now it's, as you can see there, it's gone green. That's a shame, actually, the blueprint version. There you go. You see how he goes under there? So that's fine. So now they can deliver to this or pick up from it if they need to. But now, yeah, so, you need room to ramp down. So if we got the conveyor lift, it basically makes it like you can almost vertically go down. So yeah, but that's fine. That gave us room. All right. Yeah. So I wanted to be able to make sure. Yeah. So then that got deleted. So this is all clear in front here. I'm not sure what we're going to do with it, but guess you could even expand out this way as well. No more harvesters again. Yeah. So we're really burning through the wood. Now it's fine. We're going to be able to grow our own trees soon. So that's cool. See again. Location explored. Yeah. Oh, not enough fuel, so it's refueling right now. All right. And yeah, the only goal remaining of the main goals that gives you rewards for now is copper production. It's a weird one because you don't tend to need it that quickly because, let's see, look at that, we've still got 286 copper. So, yeah, actually, let's turn that off, even though I'd like to use that fuel. Yeah, we've still got 286 copper. Although, yeah, we'll go through that pretty quick now, I think. Going four a minute. So yeah, we should probably get to mining the copper, and like I said, we might as well start mining the coal. So yeah, we need that. I actually have 2 excavators sitting in reserve right now. Let's build another one rather. Probably gonna do 1 copper and 2 coal. But yeah, so it's sort of setting up the same deal here. Uh, Starting from our level 4, and we'll start cutting in that way. And then yeah, where it actually gets nice and meaty. All right, and then so we need the tower for this one. All right, and assign 1 excavator, 2 trucks to that. And then we're doing the same essentially over here, the copper. And same deal, let's just kind of have it drill through a little bit of dirt before it starts really hitting the chunky part of the mountain. And do the same, another excavator there. And then the question is, these are kind of close between each other. Do we want to risk sharing? I think we might, because these expensive ore plants, like what I'm going to do, put that one here, and this will be So it's going to need to have the usual dirt and rock, but then we'll have coal and copper ore. So we're going to share a sorting plant between these two spots because they're close together. So, the trucks are going to have to run here, which probably means I'm going to set three, like kind of one and a half um, per excavator so that, the excavator's never left with no one to deliver to. Okay, so, and I'm also going to set him up to specialize in copper. And the other guy who's coming over here, you will be coal. All right. And so they can get going. Um, and we're definitely going to want to be stockpiling coal. That should end up filling up quite quickly. So yeah, and actually really want to get this cleared out so we can build more around here. Do we? Yeah, it's fine for now, I guess. Okay. So yeah, it's decent. You get certain things like one issue is like they're gonna cut in, but yeah, be delivering. So he's delivering the coal just directly there. So actually, I guess it's the only input that's bringing in coal right now. So let's put some loose storage down here. Send the coal in, and what you can do is you can say reject single product loads. I guess it doesn't matter that much. It just slows down the route out. But let's definitely also have copper ore in here. And yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. And we're gonna, yeah, let deliveries come in there, and that's gonna be copper ore. There we go. So yeah, the trucks should, I think they'll put it in there before they put it in the sorting plant. I'm not sure. Another thing I'm gonna do is that now that we have conveyors, one thing you do is partially loaded trucks. Yeah, so I'm gonna turn that off. So that should mean that trucks do not like kind of go, yeah, they have to be full before they, start their journey. Should cut down on long treks. But you can see this long trail here, like what's this guy doing, right? He's delivering wood, which is fine. It's exactly what we want. But the thing is he's the guy assigned to the harvester. So yeah, let's get to that advanced logistics. Well, we gotta wait. We gotta wait out. I think this is gonna be like rather than expanding anymore from here, just let it run for a while. And get our tech in. We could speed things up by just building another research lab. Um, we've got the electricity. We've definitely got Unity. Yeah, I mean, we could just do that as well. I mean, the thing is, though, that other than a self-guided goal, there's no there's no actual rush to do this. This all takes iron, rubber, vehicle parts, and fuel. Yeah, I mean, it's one-off deliveries to build our vehicles, but it would probably be nice to kind of put this up somewhere with a stockpile as well, so that vehicles, when I need them built, they can get built. Let's see. Oh, we discovered a cargo ship. Okay. So, yeah, this is our first one. This is where you generally get them from. So this is the two things we need: an oil rig and a cargo ship, which will deliver the oil from the rig. Oh, and you can see for the first time, we've now got our trucks. It says they're very busy, and yet there's still six of them sitting idle, which I'm not quite sure why that would be, although it is relatively low. So let's just start building some more trucks. But there's two things you need to be mindful of. It's both maybe you don't have enough trucks, and maybe there's efficiencies to be had from like you know you definitely don't want trucks delivering small amounts. Like, okay, so what did he just deliver? Oh, he's delivering wood to the coal maker. Yeah, now that we're actually mining coal, we can do less of this wood. That's the other thing is that we're chopping out a lot of wood now. So for instance, I'd rather like as a concrete stockpiles. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm deleting this. We no longer will be blowing up wood here. Instead, we're just gonna put a coal container here and deliver it. Uh, Concrete's pretty important. We'll make that a 5 as well. I don't like that I make everything a 5 for the production. Um, but yeah, so it's one less delivery point for the wood trucks. So I got a little interrupted there, but that's okay because I think this is actually a good place to stop. We're at about an hour. We have achieved, our small production chain here up and running. And what else did we get going? We got, coal mining and copper ore mining. We haven't actually built a refinement for the copper yet. Um, but I think that's fine. We're getting to copper. So copper refinement will definitely be the next milestone. And from there, we we'll get our better logistics up and running. Uh, and we actually can do tree planting before we even get to the next level of tech. So the next level of tech, by the way, as well, is we need to start making research parts or lab equipment, which is the same little combo of things that is feeding everything else. So mechanical parts from iron, electronics from copper. So we just need more iron, more copper, more iron, more copper. But that will get us access to a better research lab, which gets us further along this whole tree. Um, and yeah, the cool thing about that will be we've got a much more complex diesel refinement system. Basically, the multi-distillation, but it will get us a better ratio of crude to diesel. And then we also are going to build our first essentially coal power plant, where the coal and water will be boiled to make steam, and that steam is going to run the turbine making electricity. So that gets us off of diesel to generate electricity. So yeah, essentially coal will power our electricity, oil will power our diesel, and that's going to be it for a long way through. But there'll be a lot of different refinement processes with that. So yeah, that's the plan for next time. So thanks for joining, and we will see you then. Bye for now.